This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.
You are now listening to the Life in Football podcast. Check out the new website, lifeinfootball.com. Once again, the website is lifeinfootball.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to the Life in Football podcast, baby. I'm your host, Mike Feig.
And this your co-host, Cole and Moore. You know we loving life and enjoying football.
We got a legend on today by the name of Adrian Mcpherson. And I'm saying that because he won Florida Mr. Football in 2001 and Florida Mr. Basketball. I don't know who else done did that. I really can't. I don't know if it's anybody in Florida history that done did that besides him. Y'all, I'm going to say it again. He won Florida Mr. Basketball and football. You really can't explain how big and amazing that is to be a top-notch athlete like that. And far as professional, he done played in Canadian. He done played NFL. He done played in the arena football. I'm telling you, if I'm a player coming out, a quarterback, I'm gonna make sure I get in contact with him. Cause guess what? He running a program called Rise, and he giving you all of his expertise, knowledge, and anything you need to be successful in the game of football. And he went on to Florida State coming out of high school, one of the top recruits in the nation, standing tall, looking down. And then on top of that, y'all, he was a baseball player too at one point in high school, and they won a championship. Man, I'm finna quit running my mouth because this is somebody we need to get in tune with right now. C-Mo, bring him on.
Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, fellas. Thanks for having me on here. It's an honor to be, a part of the show. I've watched from afar. I've listened to a couple podcasts, and you guys are doing an amazing job with your platform, and it's just an honor to be on here.
Coach, it's a blessing to have you on too. Like, hey, you heard everything Mike said, but I'm gonna go and jump right out of the gate, Coach. How did you come up with such an amazing event that you're finna have on December the 13th? Like, how did it birth?
Well, again, fellas, I'm just about, just trying to create an opportunity for the kids, and since I started playing football and basketball, I was self-motivated, but I was always looking for extra motivation to keep going. And I found that in people. I've always felt like people will listen to you if you are really good at what you do. If you aren't, nobody cares, right? So I've always been a people person. I've always wanted to help people. But I knew you had to do great things for people to believe in what you're saying, and you had to be able to build relationships. And that's one of the things that I've done along the way. I've tried to, make friends everywhere I've gone, so I have friends that are coaching high school football now that I've played with. I have friends that are coaching the college level. I have coaches that recruited me back out of high school that are still coaching today, and because of the way I played the game, people respect my knowledge from a football standpoint. So when the whole COVID pandemic hit, the first thing that popped in my mind was, what are these kids going to do? Right? They don't know if they're going to play football. The coaches can't be around the kids. The college coaches can't come out and see the kids. What can I do? And that was the birth of trying to create this this amazing showcase that we're going to have on Sunday. And so I started reaching out to talent evaluators. I started reaching out to college coaches and saying, well, hey, if you can't make it, coach, if we live stream it, are you able to tune into it? And I was getting positive feedback from everywhere. And once I heard that, it just became putting in the work, just like I did, you know, in the classroom, just like I did on the football field, basketball court. It became, you know, putting in the work and believing in myself, you know, because I've had people say, you're not going to be able to get that done, you know, but I've never been a person to listen to people to tell me what I can or can't do. I've always believed in the work, and it's been a lot of work. And I can't wait to see the opportunities that these kids are going to have on Sunday. And I'm looking forward to some of the opportunities that are going to come out of the performances that they put in on Sunday. And hopefully they can get a scholarship offer from somewhere. D1, D2, D3, NAIA, JUCO, I don't care. As long as you're able to go further your education, for me, that's what it's about.
Now, Coach, I love that, because that's what we need. And you gave the players, even the parents and coaches and everybody connected to the players, you gave them everything they needed through that COVID, and going forward, you give them everything you need. Now, I have seen a lot of your quarterbacks big time. They committed to universities, and like, I know that got to be your baby right there, them QBs. So tell me a little about them, if you can, of some of them.
Well, I think, you know, man, in today's world with the social media, I feel that a lot of these young athletes are looking for something to happen overnight, right? Like, a lot of them aren't willing to commit to the process. So I tell quarterbacks, parents, immediately, if you're trying to bring your son to train with me once a week, I can't train your son. There's nothing I can do with your son one time a week. And you can't possibly think your child is going to get a college scholarship training one time a week. It's just not going to happen, right? So I'm not saying it won't happen. What I'm saying is I don't feel comfortable trying to get that accomplished, because there's a certain way I approach the game, right? And the way I approach the game, it led to success. So it's all I know. So that's what I try to tell the kids that I train with. And I mean, that's in the classroom, that's on the field, that's off the field. I just had a conversation with my guys yesterday at the training session. And I told them, if you have a 2.8 GPA, you cannot go to Stanford. It won't happen, right? Your grades aren't where they need to be. So you got to stop allowing colleges to pick you. Meaning, if you don't have the grades, you've already cut half of the schools you can go to in half. Why don't you just focus in the classroom, have a 3.5 GPA, and if you're a great player, you can go wherever you want, as opposed to having limits on what you can do. So I try to teach every quarterback from experience, you know, how I approach the game. Because you got to think, when I came through, and this is no disrespect to anybody, but they weren't looking for the dual threat quarterback when I came out, right? It was you had to be able to stand in the pocket and make throws from the pocket. And that's the way I played the game. But I always knew I had this other element that other quarterbacks they weren't blessed with. Like, what they did, I can work my butt off and get better at what they do. What I've been blessed with, they just can't do it. You know what I mean? So, but it was tireless nights, tireless days. My dad was a genius with the plan he put together for me. And the biggest thing is, I believe in the plan my dad had for me. Even though he told me it was going to take years for it to come to reality, I trusted that plan. I wasn't looking for the next person that could do something more for me. It was trusting in my dad, trusting in the plan he had for me, and just putting my head down and going to work day in, day out. And that's what I did.
Nah, I love everything you said, but that one key point you put on, and you made a statement on, you said, don't let the school pick you. Fellas, y'all make sure y'all listen to that. Even if you at a university now, really consider that statement that he made. Cause y'all, this ain't nobody, no little pity pat person. To me, Adrian Mcpherson, he top notch. I'm telling y'all. I was in high school when this man came out. I remember him coming to Florida State, all the hoopla. They almost threw a parade going down Tennessee Street. If y'all don't know Tennessee Street, that's a highway going right down the middle of Tallahassee. I'm telling y'all, man, this is a big time athlete. So 5, let them know how it was for you coming out as a top-notch athlete, basketball, football, and what made you choose Florida State and something they should consider. Well, something they should consider, when choosing a school.
For me, man, like to be honest with you, I was a basketball player, right? So like football was just kind of something I did. I remember my freshman year, growing up, I played football when I was young, and then I completely stopped playing until I got to high school. I was a straight basketball player, and I remember telling my dad in the 7th grade, I'm going to North Carolina, because at the time we talking Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson, like the Tar Heels, right? And so that's what I did. And then when I got to high school, I can remember my mom saying, "Look, son, it's the fall. You coming home every day. You're sitting down. You're not doing anything. You have to do something. You can't keep coming home just sitting here every day." And that's when I said, okay, well, my high school football team, the games be sold out every Friday. I'm going to just wear the uniform. It was just kind of something I just was like, I'm going to just go out to be a part of it, right? But I'm also a competitor, right? So to me, the way I approach the game is, if you beat me in a game in front of my mom or my dad, it was equivalent to beating me up. That was my mindset. I would never let you embarrass me in front of my parents. It was literally, in my mind, like you just beat me up in front of my parents. So the only way I knew to be able to fight back was to work, right? So I played JV football as a freshman, and we did well. I understood. I took time to really learn the game of football. And then I can remember my sophomore year playing, and we ended up going to the state championship game. Now, I only threw for about 500 yards that year, but we ended up losing the state championship game to Miami Northwestern. And that's when they had Antonio Bryant, Corey Cott. They had all them boys. They was like number 2 in the country. And they beat us 35-0 in the state championship game. And we was actually on the way to a basketball camp that summer, the Nike All-American camp. And I remember telling my dad, I'm done with football. I'm going to just focus on basketball. And so we ride into Indianapolis. We ended up stopping into a Winn-Dixie or something like that. And my dad picked up a Streets and Smith magazine. And when he picked it up and read it, I was one of the top 50 juniors in the country in football. And so he was like, well, what you going to do? And I was like, well, I guess I got to keep playing football. So I was literally ready to walk away until that magazine came out. And then the next year, man, like that whole summer, we worked. And that next year, we lost a lot of people. And so Coach Meckley was willing to throw the football. And before that, Southeast was an option team. And when he decided to throw the football, I fell in love with the game, because to me, football became basketball. I played point guard in basketball. And then we were running a no-huddle offense and football. So to me, it was just like playing basketball, throwing through lanes, and it was a chess, and I'm a mental person. So it was just playing chess to me. And then at the end of my junior year, I had 100 offers, and it was crazy. It went from like no offers in football to 100 in 8 months. It was crazy. And I had actually committed to North Carolina to play basketball, but I'm big on family. And I knew my mom, she would always make these comments about, son, I don't think we're going to be able to make it to all your games. And that was big for me, because they had never missed a game in my life, right? And so once the recruiting process started, and you're talking to all these coaches, and, you just kind of hearing it, a lot of it sounded like a sales pitch to me, and I'm not big on, just tell me, coach, what you got to offer, where do I stand, and let me decide from there. And when Coach Boughton came, because with me, I never really got recruited by position coaches. I was recruited by the head coach for every school. And when Coach Boughton came into my house, he said, son, If you come to Florida State, you're going to be a part of a tradition, a great tradition. You're going to be surrounded by the best players in the country every single day. And you're going to have to compete. We will give you nothing but an opportunity to compete. But the most important thing he said to me was, if you choose Florida State, after you're done with football, you will live in the state of Florida, and there's so many alumni in the state of Florida, you will be able to do pretty much anything you want to do because of the alumni. And that struck a nerve with me. I was already thinking after football. So when he told me that, we're a family here, and when you're done, there you will have so many connections because you went to Florida State. I was sold. The opportunity to compete against the best every day, the fact that it was a family tradition there, and after football, I was going to be okay because of the connections that I made at the university was enough for me.
Coach, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the floor to you because you just sold me just then. Trying to make my life better and doing things the right way. And I'm gonna go ahead and open up the floor to you, parents. I'm gonna let him give y'all the information of where he's located. Even if you in college, you need to get up when you come back home and you're in the Central Florida area. Get up with him because he gonna help you. Hey, fine. Let them know where you're located. How can they get up with you? What your training is all about, and the showcase for this upcoming weekend.
Okay, so for me, I'm located in Sarasota, Florida. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at Adrian Mcpherson 5. That's Adrian Mcpherson 5 on Twitter or Instagram. And even the brand Rise. And Rise means respect is something earned. And the reason we changed the S to the number 5 is because 5 is the number I've always worn. And I've always worn 5 because there's 5 people in my family. So everything I do, every time I step on the field, I'm representing the whole family, and that's just how important it is to me. And when it comes to training and different things like that, I tell kids every day, you step on the field with me, bro, integrity, character, accountability. That's what we preach because that's what leads to wins in life. You know what I mean? And so that's what we all about. I feel like, with kids today, they want something immediately because of social media. And they don't understand, or they can't really comprehend how many kids are out there chasing the same dreams they chasing and how the little things matter. You being early is on time. You showing up at 12 and we start at 12, well, you late because you got to put on your shoes and all that other stuff, right? So you disrespecting people's time. And if you can kind of instill those things into them when they're young, by the time they go to school, they've already been prepared. Because when you go to school, it's going to be 5 of you, 8 of you, 10 of you at your position. So it comes down to those little things that we're talking about right now to just try to get these kids an edge in life, and put them in the position to not only get a free education, but to be successful at whatever they decide to do.
Coach, if you could, let them know what the event is going to be held at this weekend and what time and how they can sign up.
So the event, the showcase is going to be in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, at Lakewood Ranch High School. We have a middle school showcase. We have a high school showcase. The middle school showcase is from 8 to 1. Check-in starts at 1. At 8, I'm sorry. And then the high school showcase, we're bringing them in groups because of COVID. So the first group checks in at 11. That's the O-line, D-line. Again, if you go to Adrian Mcpherson 5 on Twitter and Instagram, or if you go to RI5E Sports on Twitter and Instagram, all the information is there. You can click the link in the bio to sign up. It's going to be a great opportunity for the kids. And lastly, when I checked the other day at the high school level, there was probably only 20 spots left available for kids to sign up. So I would imagine by Wednesday it'll be sold out, and there's maybe 40 spots left for that middle school. So, for guys that, especially that 21 class, who is looking for that last look, I think this will be a great opportunity for you. For that middle school group, we got Kenyatta Watson coming out for Under Armour, and they have an opportunity to kind of get in that Under Armour All-American system as middle school kids by just coming out, competing, and at least learning where you stand amongst the other kids in your grade. So again, we'd love to have everybody come out. If not, we'll have it all posted all over social media when we're done, and we're looking at in March and April, kind of hitting some other different spots to try to accommodate maybe those kids in North Florida that we couldn't get to this time, so that they have the same opportunity that these kids in Southwest Florida have.
Y'all heard it right there from the King Mob, man, Adrian Mcpherson. I'm telling y'all, he's doing a great job, and y'all need to get up with him. Not just if you're a quarterback, any athlete. He has I'm talking about a pro career, probably 14, 15 years professional, y'all. This somebody you need to get up with to get some information, because he done made mistakes and he done fought back, and he's shining like a bright star coming straight out of Southeast Bradenton, Florida, baby. I'm telling y'all, man, this is the guy I will make sure I get up with if I'm a current college player, high school player. Man, you know what? Even if I'm an NFL player, I'm going to get up with him. And I'm going to leave y'all like I always leave y'all. Keep your head up and not down, or else you'll fall to the ground. This is the Life in Football Podcast. Catch you next time. Guys, this is going to be a great event. Make sure you guys, if you want any more information about this event, look up Adrian Mcpherson on Instagram or Twitter. This is an event that's going to help anybody who's trying to get an opportunity to play in college. They're going to have fast man competition, MVPs, but they're breaking it up into groups. So if you want a chance to play some college ball, make sure you get up with him. He may have some extra slots to put people in. So y'all make sure y'all get up with him as soon as you can.
You are now listening to the Life in Football podcast. Check out the new website, lifeinfootball.com. Once again, the website is lifeinfootball.com. Thanks for listening.
This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football.